Cascade Trekker out on another adventure. Made to the last long one of the summer of 24. This being the last week of summer. Here's the location that I came to last year. Granite Creek, Gros Wilderness back there. And guess what happens when it rains at the end of September? It snows in the mountains. Here's the trailhead. Yeah, I was here last year. Look at that snow up there. Fabulous. This year we're going this way, up Granite Creek. I've got my heavy layers, expecting near freezing nights every night out here. Got the big bag, the bear can is in there, and gee, I just gonna want to start hiking now. Well, the pack is heavy, but it doesn't feel bad. They're calling this the Granite Creek Horse Bypass, which I don't know what that means. Hot springs on the other side of Granite Creek. It's a big creek, really tough to cross, but there were no signs for the Granite Creek Trail. I drove down to the hot springs looking for some sign. I didn't see anything. Got some nice fall colors coming on here. Now this trail is another thing. It's all messed up by these horses. That's alright. Well, how about this? Here's the trail, and it goes over there. And there's the campground over here. This is totally effed up. No indication anywhere about this trail. And so now what? I just hiked like almost a mile maybe when I could have been at this campground. This really blows. Alright, I got two choices. Cross barefoot through here, which it looks just nasty. Hike all the way back and drive over to one of these areas. And I can't decide. This is just sucky. Alright guys, I just realized because of these boots being new, having problems with the heels, I have band-aids on, big band-aids on both of my heels. They'll get ruined. I'm going back. So I'm probably breaking about 10 laws. The road is about 150 yards that way. And I just started driving up looking for stealth hideout places. There's literally no parking allowed unless you buy campground spaces. This is gonna have to work. Yeah, finally. It's probably only been about an hour at the most since that creek crossing. And you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Finally, I'm on the hiking trail. It's just past the hot springs. There's a footbridge down here. And you know, my motorcycle is a 10-minute walk from here. Don't tell anyone. Yeah. And now the trail starts to suck because here's the horse spur connecting now that now it's just going to be sloppy. It's quite nice here. Price to pay for hunting season. So nice to be out here. It's so awesome to have this weather break. Weatherman said 7 days at least. 2 or 3 hours of sunlight now. 5 or 6 miles in, depending on snow, there's a trail that's takes me up into the upper moraines. That's what I'm looking at. Not today. Sat down here and the deer was there. Well, I've been on the other side of this sort of boulder field, and the creek is over there. You can barely hear it. No drainages, feeder creeks for a while. So we'll have to get through these boulders. I'm gonna start looking for something. Okay, the trail's right here. I saw this well-worn sidetrack going down towards the creek. Dang, I don't know. It's not far. Just don't know if I want to take a chance on a spot down here. Let's go look. It's still a ways down. We see this kind of a beaver pond meadow. Oh boy. Well, sure looks inviting. The trouble is, this is where the animals are. Moose, for sure. Bear. Solid trail. And my back is starting to hurt. Oh shit, look at this. Here I am. Oh, damn, if I want to go down into that shrub stuff. No. I'm gonna bail out. This is real pretty. But it's not where I want to be. I'd rather be in a thick forest. And there goes the sun. And I just dropped down and gotta go back. Well, I saw this partition here. Yeah. I realized the next opportunity for water most likely on the other side. And here, some real nice flat open areas here. grassy, just perfect for a tent, but I can't. No water. That's pretty far away. Yeah. Yeah, I see. There's a few spots like with the trees. I couldn't chance that other option. And now, oh, please let there be water around this slope here. Just the bottom of this wall now. And that back there is most likely Pyramid Peak. Yeah, and it looks like a lot of the snow is melted. Man, I'm almost struggling. The trail's coming down through here, and I see this huge established camp area. And now, let's see if there's any water around. Not so bad here. Oh, come on, let's find some water. Alright, here's Granite Creek. Accessible, maybe. But I hear something over here. There might just be a flow. I don't know. I'm done. I'm gonna drop the pack and get some water. See, what makes this a butt-kick trail are all these boulders and rocks. I've been going through this stuff for 2 to 3 miles now, and it's just taxing. And then you got this mud from the horses. Oh dear. I've been awake since 4 in the morning, and I'll tell you, I'm gonna sleep so hard. And this is Granite Creek here. Kind of curls around, I guess. And I gotta work some more to get there. Got the water. Look at this nice view, guys. Super nice to have a view of this, but you know, thing is, I'm going down real quick. But I came over here, check this little spot, because what do we have? Just tons of cover, and this is dry. This is dry in here. So the tent's going right here. Here we go. Man, what a big day. This was, I don't know why it was so hard. I mentioned earlier I've been awake since 4 with maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. It's been a stressful few days. Job search, BS. This was an opportunity to relieve that stress. Just an amazing break in the weather. I figured it would happen. I just didn't know if I could grab it or not. It's the last week of summer. You wouldn't really know it with all the snow that we've seen on these peaks. This is Gros Wilderness, real close to the city of Jackson, Wyoming, maybe 30 miles as the crow flies. Bridger Teton National Forest. And I've been looking at coming up this Granite Creek all season with a loop intended, but I backed off on that, knowing that these trails back in the wilderness, you know, beyond the ones from the road, are just random. You know, I, I could route find, but this is a wild area. Grizzly bear habitat, which I don't think I'll see any. I haven't seen any bear signs. Let's look quickly at what I've got. It's the Sierra Designs clip flashlight, heavier than what I wanted to carry, but more of a cold weather tent, rain weather tent, roomy tent to put all my stuff in here. Unlike the bivvy, which I can squeeze everything in, but it's tight. This was more of a choice for comfort also. Let's see what we got. I brought the inflatable air pad, and surprisingly, matching it with my ridge rest, this one is lighter. It's the Sea to Summit Camp Mat SI. I wanted some comfort tonight and some insulation from the cold of the ground. The only setback is wearing it on the back of my pack. It's susceptible to being snagged and poked and ripped. The bear can, of course, just, you know, we're looking at 12 pounds maybe for 5 nights with 1 night emergency night. Bear repellent, horn spray, toilet paper, book, map, my health bag, emergency bag, which I might go through that here one of these days. Here's my cooking stove, pot, spoon, etc. Fuel, water, dirty bags, filter. This guy is going to be going into my bag in a sock or something every night these next few nights for fear of freezing. Yeah, we're looking at borderline freezing temperatures. It probably won't be so bad in the tent. My guess is 35. Again, the big bag. I love that thing, but man, this trip with the bear can, this tent, really not any extra stuff other than, you know, I've got an extra pair of socks in here with the, you know, Sierra Designs Taquito sleeping bag, underwear, my regular layering setup with just a bump up in the base t-shirt layer, the rain gear. Oh geez, I gotta lay down here, guys. It's the breathable frog togs. I didn't bring rain pants back here. I've got some heavier pants on. These are like my third season pants, thicker. These are darn near water repellent, which is quite nice. Here I'm running these boots for the second time. These are the, oh yeah, these are the Danner hybrids, which that last trip, the heel, messed my heel up. I'm still breaking these boots in. I got band-aids on. So far so good. I really like the fact that you know, they're 8 inches high. You know, there's this base around the bottom, the base on the back for this muddy trek in here. Here, let's look at this. Is the bulky Army issue cold fleece quilted clothing. It's not fleece. Camera in my hand, GoPro. Yeah, that's about it. Here's the sun being a little finicky this morning. Hiding behind those clouds. 35 this morning outside when I checked. So not so cold. And eventually we'll get the sun. Yeah. Got the nice warm up. And was so out of it. By the time I finished dinner, the sun was gone. Timing was perfect. But I couldn't do anything but go to sleep. Last night, I woke up to the sound of a person saying, "Hey bear, hey bear, hey bear." And they were hiking the trail in the dark. And the trail kind of goes around my camp here. And it was just kind of weird because I was thinking, well, did he see a bear? Probably not. I had to imagine he was okay if he's doing this. He's got to have a comfort level. Just kind of interesting. All right, I'm gonna pack up and start going. Finally hiking again. It was a long morning, but I don't care. I'm nice and dry, nice and warm, energized, and you know, it's not a marathon for me. And so I was trying to gauge how far I came in. You know, there's sometimes not many markers in a long creek canyon hike. Geological for sure, Pyramid Peak. So I looked at these canyons here on the opposite side. There's two, and these are the first two that I've passed through or next to. And so what I've gauged is 3.5, 4 miles on this trail yesterday, which puts me, you know, total yesterday at about 5 or 5.5 with that first blunder. I didn't really want to hike that far yesterday. Here's a nice feeder coming down this here. Yeah, got some more views of these peaks along the Granite Creek Canyon. Here I gotta think this one here is Pyramid Peak. I'm approaching it slowly but surely. And the snow's melted. Almost gone, I think. Alright, I'm seeing these prints here in this direction. And I almost think that it's since the last group of hunters came out. So I'm making noise. Alright. Since the boulder fields and the split, the going has been real easy. This trail's real simple now. I'm able to kind of get a groove going. Very little horse use on this trail. And I think the trail goes through this pass here, but I just talked with a hunter and the trail isn't marked, but he says he saw one that's obvious. No feeder creeks either before then, so the only option for water is Granite Creek here. Alright, here's a split. I'm going to look at this right split here. The most likely trail location is through this pass, and it's got to switch up this slope here. I might even just set camp here. It's a little early for me, but if this starts to climb, I'm not prepared with water or time enough to get to the next water location. It's just one of those things. Here it is. It's not much, but it's something. And I've been trying to look to see if there are any trails switching along there. I thought I saw one. You know, the other thing too is there's been horse traffic, and then again down here on this main trail, horse traffic. If I set up here, I might be able to get some information. And seeing that this does go up, it's the direction I want to go, and it might just be, you know, some kind of backcountry event tomorrow. Yeah. All right. I've been hanging out here for about an hour or two, hour and a half maybe. I got the water from the creek, 3 liters. That's gonna start me out in the morning with 1.5 liters. And no one's come through here. No information about whether or not that is the right trail. And if nobody does come through, well, I'm just gonna go for it. I do see a spot up here in that open slope there where it looks like a trail switches a couple times through there. Oh, this is what it looks like hours before the sun shines on my tent. Condensation froze around the bottom of my tent. However, it was still just 40 degrees inside the tent. Not so bad. And the elk, the male elk, were in their rut around here, doing their whistling mating call. Yeah, all the way up until just like maybe an hour ago. last night, deep in sleep, I hear hooved footfalls, like close. And I start to think, man, they're close, these animals. And then it sounded like there were more, like a large herd all around my tent. Like, man, what's going on? And then I snap. I say to myself, well, there's a horse train, mule train, pack train coming through here somewhere. It's gotta be, because it was loud and it was close. And believe it or not, it was 10:15 at night, completely dark. We've got some decent moonlight, but it hadn't risen yet. And these guys were right over here coming down the trail in question, a pack of horses. And I scramble out of my tent to get their attention. And I did, but I don't know how these horses navigate these trails in the dark. But they didn't have flashlights. And I got their attention. They couldn't stop. It's almost like you can't stop the train. But I was talking to them as they were like slowly going away, and one guy says, "Hold on." And it seemed like they couldn't stop. So I said, "Hey, does this trail go to Flat Creek and West Fork of Cottonwood Creek?" But the misconception between me saying this trail and that trail confused the issue, all right? They thought I was asking about the main trail, which is the one I'm right next to. So the answer I got was that it goes to Cache Creek, all the way to Jackson, which it does. This is the Granite Creek Trail. It goes through to Cache Creek and Jackson. So yeah, it was hard enough for me to form a sentence breaking out of, the beginning of hard sleep. And right now it's coffee time, and I might break my cadence set this whole summer pretty much and brew 2 cups. I've got time and enough water here. Finally all set to go. A late start, which I really don't mind so much. The warm-up is great. Yeah. And again, it's just gonna be a mellow approach. I wanted the peace of mind, and yeah, I'm set. Hot dog! Look at this. I'm up on this kind of shelf. Hiking just gonna get easier. And this was no big deal. I'm kind of getting used to this weight of that heavy pack. It took a while, maybe an hour, to come up this. And look at this right here. This big, beautiful old growth tree. It's got to be 300-400 years old. Just awesome. Yeah, not too much farther along, I was starting to question the trail only because of the recent horse activity last night. They've, turned up some of the dirt and made it dry here, but what I noticed is that it started to fade away, like in here. We've got tracks from a few days back, and then it just looks like it kind of starts up right here. Here? Yeah. So, my guess is they took kind of a cross-country route, maybe. I'm just curious. Yeah, right here. The other thing is, these horses were in the dark last night. So what do they follow? Yeah, I'm on the track from last night, but the trail's over here. My pack is over here. Regardless, what I think is they're going to have to follow the same route through the pass as the trail. Now this may be shorter and with less rocks, so I'm going to stick to the trail. Yeah, so the trail's kind of iffy through here, the real trail. Over here kind of appears like there's an old bridge going across this drainage, which is dry. Maybe something here. These outfitters cut across this open slope last night. They may have cut through here. This way, the trail is more discernible. You just don't want to lose a trail back here. And gee, I hope it cuts this way, because the saddle's this way. Yeah. Where's the trail? I almost think I should have followed those hoof prints through the sage back there. There's some, faint trails through here. I was kind of following the earlier horse tracks. And look at this. This is like a playground for the elk and the deer. Probably looking for water, drying up. See a faint trail here. Animal trail. See a faint trail here. Animal trail. Faint trail there, yeah, well, the trail goes through between these two rock outcroppings, and it seems to the far right from here, it angles around the lowest spot, and I guess I'm just gonna cut this way to look for it. Holy moly. So I switched up out of this dried basin. Here we've got some serious climbing yet to do, if this is even going to happen. Now somewhere through there the trail cuts. One of these passes And it would seem, I don't know, where the trail could be. Yeah, some serious stuff. Now, yeah, right in here is an obvious draw. And this is pushing the boundary of my comfort level, only because I haven't seen any trail indication. I don't know, I'm not lost yet. Hey, as if by a miracle, here they are. So, I've got my lifeline trail out from here. Now could be easy now if I have their tracks to follow. A lot more work ahead of me. I can even see a cairn. Alright, so that's good news. We're gonna push, and you know, just maybe I'll see a tarn somewhere back here. Yeah, here's the distant view. Upper Granite Creek Basin, Cache Peak, somewhere back there. Yeah, this is a big workout. Just amazing. Yeah, here it goes. It's just got to be the outfitter route, I think. This doesn't look like a hiking trail. Yeah, pushing dangerously farther. These slopes are massive, and I'm only hoping for like a saddle that I can't see. It's right now it's a toss-up if I'm going to push over these mountains. Either the outfitters cleared this, or some trail maintenance crew. And there's another cut, but this is hardly a hiking trail. I'm just going to push until I have a view. This is one rugged route. I told myself I would go to the saddle between these two guys, which, you know, can't be a whole lot much farther. And there I will decide what to do. Yeah, this is one place you don't want to be stranded. Okay, here's the water I heard. It's not up in here, but it's definitely down there. A good flow. And look, we got moraines in here. This is kind of no man's land. Yeah, I got a feeling I'm gonna get up to this saddle and see probably like 1,500 feet more of climbing. But I stopped mostly here to get some footage and film of these distant peaks. This peak here is called Gros, G-R-O-S, 3,400 meters. The tallest in that range over there. Might be the tallest in this wilderness. Here's the trail. big contemplation here. I've got 1 liter of water. You know, safely 3 hours of travel time. It's just looking rugged back here. I guess all I can do is keep going a little bit. Well, this is kind of a landing in here, which is interesting. The fact is, if I found some water, I would camp in here. That last bit of draining water is too far back. And this, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right place, because it doesn't seem to resemble the geography of the map. Hey, there's a mountain chicken hen there. Hey, girlie. Hello. Is any water back here? Boy, my thought is yes, if you're back here. Went in search of water. Follow the birds. Yeah, we've got a short run here, it looks, of water. Follow the birds. Yeah, okay, so I'm setting up camp right up here. Yeah, option 1 right in here for the tent. Fantastic view. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for making this happen right now. Oh. And I'll get that pass tomorrow. Here's this sort of upper basin. I can't tell if there's water in here or not. Yeah. I'm thinking this is the saddle. The last saddle, I hope. I'll find out tomorrow. Amazing back here. And I can see more peaks over here. Yeah. Got some rocks falling. Maybe a bighorn sheep. Gonna need to find a resting point. Wow. This is where we left off. And we got some more to look at here. And nice to see that snow. Right? Yeah. Here it is. Camp number 3 on this Granite Creek adventure. Gros Wilderness. Gonna get cold up here tonight, that's for sure. Tomorrow, I want to push up into that west fork of Cottonwood Creek Basin and it's all just this huge, like, granite moraine. I gotta get there tomorrow. And today I probably only traveled 2 miles, but it was all uphill. Rugged going on that horse path. There's hope. There's hope for that sun to get me warm. Shining on that peak over here. East is that way. So we have to wait for that sun. Probably come up right up in here. Oh dear. We got frost on the tent. Probably close to 32, freezing out here this morning. Last night in the tent was I think 37, 35, not so bad. And well, last night, just as the sun had dropped out of the scene, the trail, I think it goes around this tree here, but something came through there and bounded back at the side of my tent and me, and it was big. You know, if it were a hooved animal like a deer or a goat or a sheep, I would have heard it bouncing away. But this was just quick and fast, and that was it. One big escape bound through those trees over here. And I was thinking it was a cougar, just from the way it acted. And there was just one noise later. It was just like a tss from over there. And then as I zipped up and closed up, I thought I heard some movement right close here on these rocks. And that was the excitement last night. It's about 8 o'clock. And look at this frost on this tent. It's a darn good tent at keeping me warm. So I want one night back here and then bail back down. One night somewhere down along the creek. Yeah, getting up here, big climb from camp around the corner. The trail kind of peters out up here. I'm looking for the horse tracks. There's one. There's one. There. And I think there's a cairn right up here. And this is where trails kind of just disappear. It just doesn't get much use, you know, and there's hardly anything left. You know, these guys probably just know their way through here after coming through so many times. Yeah. Well, here we go. Yeah, my guess is there's no trail back here now. I still can't believe these guys came through here in the dark. It had to be, it looks like their outfitters camp way down there. or the creek. Yeah, I came from all the way down there beyond that pillar, and I am way up in elevation, probably close to 10,000 feet now. Just stupendous, and just beautiful moraines up here. High country, guys, just spectacular. Oh, and I lost track of the horse prints. Just over in here on the ledge, it looked like they were going back and forth a little bit to see where to go down. I've kind of come over this way to see if it went up this way. I'm just going to go over here and look. I really don't think they came from this way. Pretty sure they came from this way. I think regardless, I'm just going to explore this. It's a no-brainer coming back down. Here's another pass above the last pass, and a big drop to where I see a trail going up to that saddle. Very cautious back here. This is bear country. Yeah, so keeping my radar on. Well, I guess I'm pushing up to this. No water. I've got a less than a liter from camp, and I know that the water I got near camp is available. The best I got. It's all good. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm not worried just yet. Yeah, this adventure's getting pretty amazing, and that's where I came from. This is a possible return, and the horses didn't come this way, or come from this way. They came up the other side of that saddle there. There is going to be the ultimate view. Here it is presented an opportunity, if needed, a camp location, a little bumpy, but definitely some clean, fresh snow to melt for water. Holy moly. Dang, man. Look at this. Okay. Oh, man. Jeez, did I just come here? So, over here I'm thinking is where I was intended to go. There's an animal trail. This, I don't think I'm gonna go through this. It's really rugged, and it's doable. Just nasty. Imagine having to come back up this. Wow. Amazing, this location. It's just like a kind of almost a secret cove in here. I haven't looked at the map. Still, I'm thinking that I was intending to go up towards that high plateau where a trail kind of would take me around. I don't know what's going to happen now. I'm not going this way, that's for sure. You know, who knows? I can't see around this. I'm not going through any of this talus. Just an amazing. Oh, what is it, Mr. Hobbit? Unexpected journey. Well, the only thing I can piece together is that this is the West Fork drainage going into Cottonwood Creek. But the bottom line is this is a dead end. I have to go back. And I'll go back to the pass where I lost the horse tracks. I'll decide if I'm going to go down the other side or start heading back. But just what a fantastic place. Yeah. And I've been hearing little rock slides in here. I think there's a sheep over here, but I can't see it. Here's the pass again. Looks to me like the horse tracks right here. Now, most likely the trail, if there's a trail, you know, comes through the pass. So, yeah, I don't know if it was because they were in the dark or what. Yeah, most likely. I'm not going to follow horse tracks. Only unless they're on the trail. I almost imagine the trail doesn't exist. See what looks like a line going down from the pass over there. I'll go check it out. You know, there's some, looks like some real nice camping spots down in here. Just no water. I'll go take a peek. We got a faint indication of a trail. It's most likely the trail. I see mostly animal tracks. I don't see the horse tracks. And then again, it was dark. Okay, come on. The trail kind of just disappears in here. I can see where the horses have come through here. The very last thing I'm going to do is go up into this saddle, maybe get a view, see if there's any water down there. I think, well, maybe this is a shortcut or it was the trail. I think it's a shortcut. Wow, look at this. Okay, this is this small draw and horse tracks from here back to the saddle where the trail ends, and there's horse tracks going both ways through here. It's a route they take, and in a minute I'm going to see where it leads. Alright, this it's pretty amazing back here. And dang, if I could just find a tarn or something for water, I'd be so happy to camp here. I stopped to take some pictures. Yeah, here's the other side of the Granite Creek Canyon again. Here from higher up. Came from over here. And again, I'm on this horse route. There's a trail going up through here. Water. Water is the situation now. I'm down to about maybe a third of a liter. Yeah, it's getting a little iffy. I'm just gonna go up here and see if I can see any water sources. If I do, they're close, I'll go. If not, we go back. Beautiful. I just love to camp in here. It's just so fantastic. Oh gosh, climbing this funky horse trail. Well worn, you know, and it's steep, and it might just go to the top of this slope. Just climbed up this, and that was hard. Switching up this slope. And I think the trail starts a traverse. I hope, even though there's not much more to the top. Now I'm getting my views and a workout. Yeah, it seems like another impasse, but I think what these guys do is they connect across the top there. The only hope for me, and I don't know if I'm going to go for it or not, would be that there's some water between that draw. I see some green spots, but it's a long shot. Magnificent. Again, look at this. Just a stunning, stunning place to be. And I see a trail here. It might be the trail that's on the map. No sign of water anywhere. And we got some green in here, but yeah, who's going down there from here? Very, very rugged. And yeah, I can see the Tetons now. Let's get a closer view of those. And when was it? When I was on the other side there. Seems like forever ago. Well, here's the horse trail. Apparently, there's a land bridge up here across the top of these moraines to the other side above the West Fork. I'm gonna push to that crest over there. You know, it's just for grins, I guess. Let's see what happens. Just a little more. I keep saying it, just a little more. Why not? This is a no-brainer. Here it is. I'm looking at this snow. Really, was my goal to get up here, spend the night somewhere. I'm really thinking about it. It'd be a super nice touch to this adventure. And over here you see the embankment, something possibly to set up behind. I'm gonna get up here, take a look. Alright, here's how it's gonna go. Some really nice soft spots here for a tent. what I'm gonna do is go back to this snow, fill up my bladders, fill up my mug, and just see how things go for like an hour maybe. I'll set things here in the sun and scout a little more. There's always hope that there's some standing water somewhere up here. Alright, so that's the plan. And I think it's the first day of fall. What a great way to celebrate. Yeah. It's a good patch of snow. It's not hard, nice and soft, but it's cold. I wish I would have brought my gloves. And I've got one full so far. I brought 2 more, and I've got a ½ liter of water left in my bladder, little less, and that's good. That's just going to be like sipping water. These are going to be for cooking, maybe for, you know, melting to see what's left by the morning. But yeah, I'm going to have to start this process soon. I guess we're looking this way west. Got a few more hours, 4 or 5 more hours of sunlight. This is really cold. I have to take breaks and switch hands. Just one more and I'm done. I've never put it to the test using bladders full on like this. I've put snow into bladders that had water in it because I was running low, but not ever starting from scratch. Right now I'm out looking for wind breaks. The wind is coming this way. This was an idea. There's another grouping. I might check down in here to see how it is. I've got a real nice area down there. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this. This is huge. I'd want to take a compass if I started walking across it. Got some trees over here, little guys. Nothing else much for cover. I am going to go a little further this way just to see about peering over, possibly to see a tarn. Okay, there's the draw in question over there. Right now it's too far for me to walk empty-handed. All my bladders have snow. It's starting to drop, that sun. I don't think I'll put the tent anywhere else than where my pack is. One thing you gotta remember, you know, here I am wandering around. I'm expending energy and using up what water is in my body. Yeah, I'm gonna go back, kind of take a look at how that water snow situation is. Probably set the tent too. Man, this goes forever. Look, you know, that's 2 more miles over there easily. Okay, black absorbs heat. I figured give it a try like this. Not much. Not much. However, oh, this one's got a little in here. What I was thinking of doing is, if you put water in these, it helps melt it faster. Okay, so what I might do first thing to do is I'm gonna put these in the tent. I just got it set. It's gonna be sort of like a solar heating area there. It'll help. All right, I'm working on this snow melting. Cutting it close with the fuel I have, but I've got 3 bladders that I filled with snow. 2 dirty. The blue ones are dirty. So I want to filter anything that comes out of those bags. The clean one I filled with snow. I'm okay with imbibing that snow. And what I've been doing is kind of heating up small amounts of that snow from the clean bladder and adding it to actually just this first dirty one. The other issue is I don't want to push icy cold water or ice through that filter. It'll probably ruin it. All right. The other thing, when you're in a situation like that, you want to covet the clean water that you had with you. This is what was left from this morning, and this is just for sipping. This is going to be sipping water all night, all the rest of this evening and into the morning. I'll cook with the snow melt. I'd like to get, I'm really dehydrated. I'd like to get 1 cup of Powerade. So 1 cup of Powerade, 1 cup of dinner, 1 cup of coffee. All right, it worked. Okay, I was able to melt that snow in there and filtered water. Yeah, and there's a bunch left, half liter left in that one. And I'm back up here with good clean drinking water. I'm gonna be all set. It was like kind of a miracle that it worked. I've never used the bladders like that. And just pouring in a little bit of, steamy hot water sped that process up. Heck yeah. And now it's time to relax with some Powerade. My sunlight, I've got maybe an hour left, so I'll have to get into dinner soon. Yeah, here it is. It's a little before 8 o'clock. Not gonna get the warm up I wanted. Got a layer of high clouds. The wind picked up this morning, maybe an hour ago or so, and it's chilly. 40 degrees in the tent. Not much lower outside the tent. Yeah, that wind is cold. Last night was amazing. The star show was just impeccable. Well, we got some sun here. It's a bit of a warm up. We're 5 degrees up here in the tent, 45 degrees. What I've decided to do with the water, there's some water like melted in each of these snow bags. I'm going to pour that water into the empty dirty bag and then filter it. I'll probably get, maybe a third or a half of a liter plenty enough to get down to that water source. Yeah, time to start heading back. You know what was really cool about getting up here was just finding the route. You know, the thought of doing a loop is it's a bit tenuous with like no trail signs and no real trails. But you know, this is about a halfway point for a loop back to the Swift Creek trail location. And last year I was on top of the Cottonwood Creek trail, which just basically vanished, but you know, would be again just sort of route finding. All right, it's time to wrap it up. This tent is great for blocking wind and keeping in the heat. Right now, this wind is almost biting cold, and it's hardly blowing, but it is. There was no condensation last night. Same temperatures as the last few nights. What I think is that there's just no moisture up here. It's the only thing I can think of. Well, sorry to leave this incredible location. If I could just instill this image into my memory forever, I would. There's something that happens in the fall with foliage as it starts to decay, you know, die. There's an odor that you can only experience here, and it smells sort of like a melon crossed with black licorice. You know, I'm trying to nail it down, but that's about as close as I can get. And it just brings back memories of hiking in the fall. Yeah, I just put 4 band-aids on my feet. They're starting to bug me. Problem is, dirty socks, dirty feet. So I used hand sanitizer, cleaned up my feet, put some band-aids on. I've got a fresher pair of socks on. Basically, I run my socks for 2 days. This was going on day 3 for these. Not the best idea. Alright, so I've got about 2 miles to go down the creek canyon here for camp at the first location. Oh boy, been going down for a long while. A long elevation drop. Pretty soon I'll be down on the bottom flat trail. Oh man, hard on my toes. Alright, I'm zeroing in on my first camp spot. Alright, yeah, I had a good push, a good cadence all the way through this bottom trail. Kept thinking I was gonna fall short, but I started seeing some reminders, and that's pretty good. Alright, I saw this coming out, going up, and it's 100 yards, but that access down there is a pain in the butt to get to this. So I've decided just to load up here and carry it 100 yards. Alright, here it is, set up for the last night on this Gros Granite Creek adventure. Yeah. Oh man, and I'm feeling it. I was gonna say I feel better now than the first night I got here, but yeah, I do. I'm just really sore. And I found on the map where I actually went. It was not the hiking trail. That's kind of a pack shortcut. And you know, that first amazing vantage point view, I couldn't tie it in just right. And then you know, some of the other things weren't falling into place. But what it is the pack trail I followed is it cuts up sooner than the regular hiking trail, or the hiking trail that's on my map. And eventually it connects to the real deal hiking trail on that last bit, switching up that grassy slope to the top. And when I was there, I looked straight down and I did see a trail going right straight down, like not where the pack trail went, and that's the hiking trail. So it was really interesting to kind of figure it out. What I also realized was that last night I was at 10,750 feet, and I dropped 2,600 feet in elevation from up there to here. So yeah, it was a monster day. Coming down out of there was just pretty brutal because it's on a pack trail. Yeah, all right. And here I set it up in a different place to get the sun. It's gonna come up somewhere over here and just gonna rise up into this clear space here. So the warm-up is gonna be great. Well, beautiful morning.
I was just lying on my back here, imagining this to be the last time in a long while that I'll be able to do this with this setting, these beautiful trees, the birds and the squirrels, and the animals that came around last night. It's kind of sad. It could be a long wait for the next time. And you know, it could even be the last time. So just love it while you can.
I wasn't going to speak anymore on this one. I'm thinking that's bear scat. It's the first bear sign I've seen. Here we are. Everything looks good. Another Cascade adventure. Probably the end of 2024. A great trip back here. Rugged, wild, great exercise, beautiful weather, and probably 20 miles, 7,500 feet of elevation change.